Hey guys, what's going on? Today's video kind of coincides with the weather. Gloomy, rainy, and just not that very good. By me saying that, I want to talk about HOAs and renting your pool on Swimply or any other app with the HOA. What I've seen lately here this past summer is a lot of people have been cracking down on pool rental on HOAs. Some neighborhoods are banning you from using your pool to make money. Some are giving you notices and fining you because you rent your pool out and things like that. It goes against their guidelines and things. And I'm going to talk about how you can get around those kind of things. It might work, it might not. I don't know, because I live in a neighborhood that doesn't have a HOA, so unfortunately don't have to really deal with that situation. But I started thinking, if I was in a neighborhood that had a HOA and I had a nice looking pool, a nice decent sized yard or whatever, how could I still rent my pool out without violating my HOAs? So again, I don't know, everybody's HOAs are different, so everybody's guidelines are different, but I'm just gonna speak what I would do, or I would try to do. So a lot of the people who have HOAs have community pools, and some people use their community pools to have parties and things like that. But the problem with that is that when they use the community pools, they don't have the privacy. They don't have to be able to section off one side that they can just have their party, have their food, have their get together, and be able to have fun without having a community people there. That's why Swimply has really been successful at that, because you're able to go to someone's house and have that private time, have that good time without worrying about sharing it with everybody in the apartment complex. So if I was you and I had, like I said, and I had all this, what I would do is look at your guidelines, look at your HOA guidelines, look to see, you know, how many people, what kind of parties can you have? How many people can you have at your house? Just read your bylaws and make sure that you're able to try to outsmart them in a way, but make it legal, of course. But if they say you can only have so many people, this, that, and the other, then that's what you do. When you make your listing, if your HOA says you're only allowed to have 10 people for a party or 20 people for a party, make it where on your profile, on your listing, that you can only have this amount of people. If they say you can't have parties or whatever past a certain time, make sure you put that in your listings. You can only have it till a certain time. Now, again, it might work, it might not, but at least it's worth a try. Now, the next question you're gonna ask yourself is, well, if I rent my pool out, where is everybody gonna park? Because that is one thing majorly that is the issue when it comes to renting your pool out, is where do people park? Even I don't have HOA, and I've had people up and down my street, they've literally put no parking signs on their yard and things like that, knowing doggone well there's an easement, and technically if they parked on there, they can't do anything about it. Which I will tell you that story later on, how my neighbors have called the police on me for stupid things and things like that, but that's another video. But I'm just gonna talk about the people right here who has a problem with HOAs. So the number one thing people have a problem with is, like I said, parking. Now, if I was you, this is what I would do. If you live in a neighborhood that has a clubhouse, or you live in a neighborhood that has visitor parking and things like that, what I would do is I would tell the people who are your guests to come through, drive up to your house. If they have, people, if they have party supplies, if they have food, if they have floats or whatever things they have, I would tell them to pull up to the front, drop the kids off, drop the people off, drop everything off, and then drive to the clubhouse where they're at, where the clubhouse or where you got visitor parking. And as a host, I would get my car, go pick up the person, drive them back to your house for their party. If it's a lot of people, this, that, and the other, then I would say, hey, everybody meet at this time, whatever. They drop everything off, and you just pick everybody up and you drive them. Or you could, if you want to invest, buy a golf cart and just golf cart them back and forth from the house and this, that, and the other. And then when they're done with the party or they're ready to clean up, then I would say, okay, well then you go, get everything together, go take the person, get their car, come back, put their stuff in the car, and then leave. So that will eliminate your neighbors complaining about the parking, the cars, and all that stuff like that, because you really don't have no cars there. You just have your party and things like that. So that was one thing I would do, honestly, to help with the HOA and the partying and things like that, because that's like one of the biggest things is parking. So I would do that. Now, if, for instance, you have a Karen, another thing you could do. So you have a Karen, you have a neighbor who's going to complain about a lot of people there, or who's going to complain about music or whatnot, because they're going to complain regardless. And part of it they're going to complain, to be honest with you, is not about the noise, it's not about the parking. It's about they're jealous because they're not, they don't have a pool or they're not making any money. So a lot of people honestly it doesn't really matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you have cars or not. They really don't care about that. Some of them don't really care about the cars. They care about that they wish they know you're renting your pool out and they can make money. So the second way that maybe you can kind of smooth this over and things like that is your immediate neighbors, your neighbors that are to the left and to the right of you, maybe across the street or whatever, go to them. Say, hey, look, I have some parties, family members or something like that having parties, nieces and nephews. They always have a party or every other weekend, this, that, and the other. I have somebody who wants to use my pool, this, that, and the other. Make it seem like you're not renting your pool out. Make it seem like you just have a huge family that has people coming over and using your pool because it's summertime. Don't let them think that you're making money off of it. Just make it seem like you just like I said, you're very popular, you have friends, family, and they always want to use your pool. If they think that, or they believe that it's just, family and friends, they're a little bit more, I don't know, they wouldn't be as complaining as much if they think it's a personal thing. Now, again, sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. Sometimes people don't care, but it does. But they're gonna feel like buttholes if they go and you say, "Well, you got." I said, "Well, my niece is having a 5-year-old party. She's 5 years old having a birthday party. Her friends and some of my family members over here, and I just want to do something for them." They're gonna feel like complete asses because they're gonna think that, wow. Maybe I'm not gonna say anything because how do I look like, kicking a 5-year-old girl's, birthday party out because of a little noise, a little parking? Like I'm not gonna do that, Or like I said, before you have the party, find out from your guests what type of party it is. If it's a 5-year-old party, then you go to your neighbors or you say, hey, look, next weekend I have a 5-year-old party at my house and things like that. It's gonna be a little loud, but I'm just letting you know earlier. And a lot of times they probably say, okay, cool. And then you just say the next week, you say, yeah, my coworkers' nephews wants to have a party because they love my pool. Then they're like, oh, okay, so they'll be a little bit more understanding. Yes, it's kind of lying, but in the same sense, why do you need the extra stress and aggravation of a Karen if you can avoid that altogether? So those are two things that I feel like that you can do if you have HOA that you want to rent your pool out without getting in trouble. Now, again, this is just hypothetically. I don't know if it worked, but if it was me, I would damn near try this. And I think I could probably get away with it. So if I think I can get away with it, then you can get away with it. So that was one of the things that I want to make a video about. And again, there's more things that you can do about getting around your HOA to be able to rent your pool out. So stay tuned for those videos. But I just want to kind of address that because I woke up this morning saying, man, this weather's dreary and it's all sad. let's talk about HOAs, because a lot of times HOAs are sad. No one says, hey, I can't wait to hear from my HOA. So I just thought I want to make the video about this. So stay tuned. The next video I have is I want to talk about bathrooms and what you need to do to try to accommodate bathroom situations for your rentals. So stay tuned to that next video.